Hi there guys, it's Aaron here from Console Deals, back again with another unboxing video to start off your week, as is by this point tradition. And I want to start off the video by saying apologies in advance for the state of my office, shall we say, at the moment. Currently in the process of moving, hence why it looks like a bit of a mess, and I haven't got the fancy star glow starlight shining in the background, which I rather like. But enough about me, into today's product. And what are we unboxing and reviewing today? Well, I'm very excited, as I always am, because it is a PlayStation product. The first PlayStation product we've had on the channel for quite a while now, I want to say. It's mainly been Xbox and Switch stuff. But if you've got a PS4 or a PS5, or maybe you're a PC player and you just want to, be platform agnostic, and if you're in need of a headset, well then, will the Lucid Sound LS15P suit your needs? That's exactly what we're going to find out today. I've got it in the box here. Super excited, super amped to dive in. So by this point, guys, you know the score. Before I give you my full impressions, let's head straight on in with the unboxing. So here we have an overview look of the LS15P box, everyone, and as you can see, it took a bit of a battering getting here to me, but I don't blame Lucid Sound for that. I blame the delivery man. But I'll give you a tour of the box, obviously a breakdown of all the basic features, a lot of which I will get into specifically in the later portion of this video. But until now, let's get into the box proper. And as you'll soon see, despite the bit of a beating it's taken, it has in no way affected the quality of the product. Thank God as well. But what I will say is that, this is fairly ho-hum in terms of as far as packaging goes. Not the nicest, but, not the worst either. It gets the job done. And obviously it's what's inside that counts. So before we look at the headset proper, just a quick look. You get an LS Lucid Sound sticker, which is a nice touch, your warranty information, and then a pretty sparse booklet guiding you through the setup. But as with most PlayStation and PC headsets, it really is just plug in and play with the USB receiver dongle. But I know people like looking at these things, so that's what you get. Okay, so moving on to the LS15P, it does unfortunately come with a detachable mic. I say unfortunately because they're not generally my bag. I do like a good flip up mic, but the good news is that, you get an extendable boom mic as I'm showing you here, but there's also one built into the headset itself. So obviously if you want absolute clarity, crystal clear communication between you and friends, the boom mic's the way to go. But if you want to be a little bit more carefree, Lucid Sound have thought of everything and built one in. Brilliant. And there's the headset. So before I give you a tour of the headset, this is the USB receiver dongle, pretty standard for wireless headsets on PlayStation that isn't first party. Obviously gone over the boom mic, and then this is the charge cable. And there is a rather nice or nasty surprise waiting for you depending on your outlook on gaming. So it's USB, but USB to our good old friend micro USB. So no USB-C support here, unfortunately. Never mind. So now the headset itself, the first thing I'll say is that it is extremely lightweight, to the point that I would say it's almost cheap feeling. But the good thing is that it sits rather comfortably on the head because of this. Either side of the ear cup turns. One side adjusts the in-game volume, the other adjusts the volume of the headset. So you got the Lucid Sound brand on the top there, and yeah, it's pretty good. You got your on button, the charging port, the 3.5mm jack, and the port for the headset, as well as on the right side cut the EQ settings. So there's 3 different modes, which I'll detail later on. Brilliant. And then finally, I thought I'd show you just the process of putting this one in. So obviously you can see it's color-coded orange, so it's pretty obvious. But overall, guys, this one is priced at around $79.99 to $99.99. So around about of a mid-tier headset, this is kind of what you expect. It's unglamorous, but it gets the job done. More on that now. So there you have it, guys, in terms of a general overview about what you get in the box. Obviously pretty standard, not too much to get excited about. There's no fancy case, no hard shell case, or a kind of soft cloth grab bag that you can throw it in. It's very basic, very standard, but despite that, I just want to come out and say that this is a pretty decent headset. I won't go so far as to say that I'm in love with it, but if you're looking for kind of like a mid-range solid stereo surround sound PS4 and PS5 headset that does a great job at noise cancelling and is comfortable to wear, you know, the LS15P from Lucid Sound is probably going to cut it. Now, obviously, there's like a very real chance that a couple of weeks ago I would have been more impressed with this one. But obviously, if you are a returning viewer to the channel, you'll remember that I reviewed a Lucid Sound Xbox headset a couple of weeks ago. That one, it retails for about £250. This one, slightly lower on the scale at just around about $99.99. I think you can get it for $79.99 places. So, you know, not incredibly cheap, but then also not incredibly expensive. And I would say that my impressions and the audio results generally reflect that. Now, the first thing I noticed when trying this is that the audio sounded a little tinny just playing through my PC. I was playing a shooting game recently, trying to push the headset through its paces, kind of get a great, you know, sort of range of sounds, both high-pitched and lower. And at first I was kind of worried, but then by the time I, you know, had a little fiddle around with the headset's EQ settings, kind of put it on the signature sound setting, I kind of generally found that there was a better, well-rounded, much fuller sound on the game that I was playing. If you're wondering why I'm not mentioning what game I was playing, unfortunately, I can't comment yet, but maybe check back on the channel in future, eh? Might serve you right. So in terms of the headset itself, the first thing you'll notice is that it's, you know, pretty simple in terms of style. But as I mentioned before, it's very, very comfortable on the head, very lightweight, and that's despite kind of this cheap feeling plastic headband. The headband I really don't love. It kind of feels a bit flimsy. You know, it's got a bit of give to it, but I wouldn't want to push it too much farther than that. And in addition to that, obviously, like sort of extending it to the size you need feels a little bit stiff, but hopefully the more I use it over time, that will become less of a problem. But design aspects I do like. I do like the turn of the wheel on the left and right ear cup. You can also give them a tap if you want to mute the in-game audio or you want to mute the mic. Although it is a little bit confusing because while you've got the mic on the left-hand side of the headset as per, it's actually the right side cup that you tap in order to mute it as well. But a really cool function is that the actual tip of the microphone will turn red just to let you know and indicate to yourself that it is muted, which is a very nice feature. But other than that, guys, the cushions, they're pretty comfortable. You know, they're not, you know, they haven't got cooling gel in them. They're not that fancy. This isn't that type of headset. And if you're worried about the sound quality, as mentioned before, once you have a fiddle around with the 3 sound settings, 3 EQ modes, I believe it's normal, signature sound, and bass boost, you'll probably find a setting that's really good for you. 50mm drivers, they pack a decent punch, but the most important thing, as I mentioned before, guys, is that they really lock in the sound. As you would have seen in the unboxing video, it is unfortunately USB to micro USB. Don't know why. This tends to be a trend for PlayStation products specifically, but no USB-C charging here. However, I used it for a fair old while now, and it should last you, you know, many a long game session. So there you have it, guys, in terms of my general impressions for the Lucid Sound LS15P headset for PS4 and PS5. As I said, pretty decent headset. It's not blowing me away, but then it's not really disappointing me either. It sits squarely in the middle. The big question for me is, would I swap it out for my PDP level 50s? And the honest answer is I don't think I would. Partly because I'm used to obviously my PDPs now, which is what I mainly use when I game and just generally use my PC. But also I really, you know, enjoyed the kind of flip to sort of mute function. Whereas this one, it's a little bit more finicky. You have to actually detach the microphone if you don't want it. Even though there's a microphone built in as well, so you'll need to be wary of that. If you want to mute yourself, you can't just crack the microphone out. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week. If you like this video, if you found it useful, be sure to leave it a like and then subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with even more content like this. But until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching, and as always, happy gaming.